What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the ChazEllisProject.com, get a consultation or a quick question or just make a donation to keep us going. Thanks for all the people who've already done that. Really appreciate you. You've helped keep us going. Appreciate that. Also go to Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook. Check out some of the things I'm posting, the Chaz tags, the Chaz Ask. Get him to be a part of some of the conversations. Check out the quotes, videos, all of that. Okay, anyway, the question that I got was coming from a consultation that I actually did where somebody was talking to me about being with somebody who was kind of not really putting them first because they had a lot of family obligations and family situations that were going on. And they felt like they would just kind of be put last on the list. And they were asking me basically, what do I do to kind of be in a better situation? Is this cool that this person is doing this? I mean, what should I be expecting? Well, a lot of times, what we don't realize is when we first meet somebody, they have people in their family, people that they care about and things of that nature, and they are really stuck to those people because those people have probably been with them their entire lives. If you're dealing with somebody who doesn't care about their family, then you're really not going to be able to expect them to care too much about you. Because think about it. If I don't care about my mother who gave birth to me, there's nothing you can really do to top that. You know, if I don't care about my dad who's giving me life also and taking care of me as I've been growing up, what can you really do to top that? If I don't care about my brothers and sisters who I've been around my entire life, you know, what can you really do to top what they've done over the years? So if that's the case, you're going to either, to deal with somebody who's going to have some level of loyalty, that means you're probably going to have to deal with somebody who puts their family in pretty high regard. So that's something you've got to think about going into the situation. Now, if you do want to be number one in their life, that means that you're going to have to earn it. And here are 5 steps to becoming number one in someone's life. Number one is you have to decide whether or not you want the responsibility and understand what goes into that. Are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the responsibility? Do you just want to be number one because it feels good to be number one? Or do you actually want to earn that spot and actually want to be an asset to that person and it makes sense for you to be number one? Asking yourself this question, look, if this person lost their job, would I help them out? Would I take care of them for a little while they got on their feet? If their mom would do that and you wouldn't, then why should you be number one in their life? That's not really realistic. If they were sick, would you really take care of them? Well, if their mom and dad would take care of them and you wouldn't, then you shouldn't be number one in their life. That'd be stupid. As I always say, for myself, I rank my allies based on what they're willing to do if I'm in a bad situation. Not just because they're the most attractive. That's stupid. Or because they want to be number one in my life. I rank people based on what they're willing to do if I was in a bad situation. And people who do well in life generally do that. So if you're not willing to give the same amount that the family is, then you can't really expect to be number one. So ask yourself, am I willing to take on this responsibility that comes with being number one in somebody's life? Am I willing to be their number one ally? If not, you really can't expect to be number one in their life. Step number 2 to becoming number one in someone's life. State your intentions and make a real commitment. If you don't let that person know exactly what you're willing to do and what you feel like this is the new situation, I want to be with you forever, I want to get married to you, all of those things. If you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to make that level of commitment and you don't state that to them, then they have no reason to start putting you first in their life. Why should they put you ahead of their friends who have been around them since they were young and have done things and have made somewhat of a vow to be around them for the rest of their lives? Why should they do that? Why should they put you ahead of their family members who are going to be there for the rest of their lives, or at least until the family member passes away? Why should they do that if you're not even willing to make a real commitment to be there with that person through thick and thin? And even if you guys break up, you're still going to have their best interest at heart. You have to remember, you probably will break up with this person at some point. Their mom, their dad, they're not going anywhere. So if you're not willing to still be a friend to this person, or still be on their team and still make some of the same commitment, even in a breakup, then you really can't expect to be number one. It's really unrealistic. That's what marriage is really about, is saying we're going to be together forever. If you're a person that says, oh, we're going to get divorced or something like that, well, the fact that you would even think about that in any circumstances means that you're not a family member. No matter what my brother does to me, and he's done some stuff that really pissed me off, I can't divorce that fool. no matter what. I tried one time and then, it doesn't work that way. He's there forever. So you got to remember, unless you're making that type of a commitment, it would be silly for them to make you number one. Yes, the person's supposed to leave their home and leave their family and all that kind of stuff, but that's because marriages were supposed to last forever. They're not doing that anymore. And if you're not making that commitment, then you have to say, do I really think I should be ahead of people who are probably going to be his allies or her allies when we break up? Okay? So make that statement and really make that commitment. Really be real about it, making a commitment. The next thing is step up to the plate. Things are going to happen in this person's life. And if you want to be number one in their life, that means that you are going to have to be the go-to person when these things happen. If every time something happens, they have to go to somebody else, why would you expect to be number one? If every time something goes on, they have to go to somebody else, they have to talk to someone else about their problems because they can't talk to you. They have to get help from somebody else because you won't help them. They have to, someone else has to be their ally in their knight in shining armor whenever they need it because you won't help them. Somebody smacks your girl in the subway and they got to call their brothers. And you're like, well, why do you treat your brothers better than me? Well, my brothers help me when something happens. You don't. Or if your man is going through some stuff where at his job or something like that and you ain't really down for him, what do you expect? He has to call his mama or he has to call his sisters or somebody like that to help him out. So you're not really being that number one asset. So you can't really say, hey, stop having your family all in your life like this when they have to be whenever he needs them because they know he can't turn to you or she can't turn to you whenever she's going through something. So you got to step up to the plate if you want to be number one. Number 4 step to be a number one in a person's life, figure out who's helping them and who's hurting them. A lot of times you got people who are really high on the totem pole and they're not even helping you. You got family members who just suck off of you every single day instead of helping you and they're still high up on the totem pole, friends and stuff like that. So figure out who these people are. That way you can use the other people as assets to help you be higher on the totem pole. You can kind of tell them, look, you're placing this person at such a high level, but what are they really doing for you? So this tells you who to separate from that person's life or who to help them separate from their life. Kind of giving them the information that, hey, maybe this person shouldn't be so high on the totem pole because they're really not helping you. They're really not doing anything but taking from you. And a lot of times people really don't realize that because they've been in that relationship with that person their entire lives. That's been their brother, their sister, their cousin, or whatever the case may be for their entire lives. And they don't even know that that person is a parasite. So that's something you want to look at and make that, because sometimes they actually want you to be the person that's kind of saying no. So kind of check that out and it'll help you be able to put yourself a little higher on the totem pole when you get rid of a lot of the people who are really just taking. And those are usually the people that you have to worry the most about anyway, is the people who just take. Because often you wouldn't even notice if somebody else was a little higher on the totem pole if they're a giver. Like if the mom or dad or whatever is just constantly giving to your household, you wouldn't even notice that they were higher on the totem pole. It's usually somebody that's a taker that you notice because all they do is take, and they take from you and your family. So identify those people and make them aware of it. Number 5, let them know that you want to be first and will accept no less and give no less. Now, what that means is you have to tell them, after you've done the things that you know you should be doing, and you say, I've earned the right to be first. I know I deserve to be first now. Then you have to let them know that you want that and you will accept no less. But you also have to let them know that you're not going to give any less. You can't be like, I'm number one in your life, and then whenever something happens in your family, you just put them right ahead of them. Because if you do that, then you got to understand you guys are on 2 different teams. You got to get on the same team, and you both have to agree to that, and you both have to stick with it. So make sure that you let them know that I want to be number one and you're going to be number one in my life. And you show them that on a regular basis, not just with words, but with your actions and how you treat a situation when things do come up. Because otherwise they will go back to who they normally depend on. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also share this video with somebody else. And go to ChazEllisProject.com. Get that consultation or a quick question or just make a donation to help us out. Peace.